Californians can be proud. We have before us a responsible, balanced state budget that makes wise investments that will benefit us today and in the future. And by the end of today, we will have, for the 4th year in a row, adopted a budget on time and balanced. This budget represents the largest investment in early care and education in over a decade. It sets the path for preschool for all of California's 4-year-olds and makes significant improvements in child care quality and availability. For our K through 12 schools, which all of us want to have the best in the entire United States, the 10% increase that this budget contains moves our per pupil funding to the mid-range of states across the country. There's an immediate infrastructure investment of $1.3 billion, which will generate jobs and fund local improvements to our streets, our roads, housing improvements, affordable housing, our courts, state parks, and other facilities. Libraries, art programs, and students relying on financial aid will also see their funding increased. We also have a responsible plan and the first allocations of our cap-and-trade auction revenues. And one of the components of that is high-speed rail, which I will talk more about later. But let me remind us, the allocation within that cap-and-trade plan for our high-speed rail is only 0.23%, less than 0.25% of the entire budget allocation. And yet it represents an investment for the future that in many years from now, people will look back and wonder why there was ever a hesitation. For our veterans, this budget reinforces the Assembly's commitment to deal with the weight on claims by boosting the support to our county Veterans Services offices. It also respects our court's ruling on overtime so that the thousands of caregivers who provide in-home services to our seniors, to our disabled, others, are assured the opportunity to continue high-quality care. Child poverty, which unfortunately we know now affects 25% of California's kids. We make a dent in addressing that through a variety of ways. One, by providing very modest increase to the grants that they and their families live on, by providing an equal payment to relatives who may take them in for foster care, and by a number of other actions we'll describe later so that every California child can learn and grow to their full potential. We strengthen the support our communities offer to the former offenders as they begin their path to productive lives. The investments in this budget are the most significant in years. And in doing these things, we also pay down a good portion of the state's debt. We increase the amount in our reserve fund, and we put California on solid fiscal footing. Now, I know that there is a strong desire to do more. I share it. Californians across the state share it. We know that our UC and CSU system in this budget receive a 5% increase, but yet still our investment, our public investment in higher education remains at a historic low. And the increase that we provide to our courts doesn't yet fully meet their needs. And the failure to restore Medi-Cal rates is something that has to be a priority for us as we move into next year. But as I stated, this 2014-15 budget makes meaningful expenditures that will touch the lives of each and every Californian. And I'm confident that in passing this budget, we have laid the framework for continued and progressive investment into the future. So I ask for your aye vote on it.